do a bigger one. And all right, let's do a quick conversation here about it, which this is going to be a YouTube video I'm going to post. But the Unheard of Edition in Tarkov and what's going on, I have what seems to be an unpopular opinion at the moment, which is that I don't care that much. And I don't care for a couple of reasons on this. So the player base has been primarily EOD, and when you have any portion of customers which are paying your most expensive thing, it's a signal that you're not charging enough. So I have no problem with the 250. It's good that they made it less expensive for EOD people who have been supporting the game, which is new news as of this morning. But the $250 price tag I don't think is ridiculous. There's typically very specialized versions of the game which are very expensive and not that many people have. I don't see a inherent issue with that. I don't think anything they did was unethical or crazy. Like, yes, they made more expensive versions of the game, and yes, it is very expensive, but it's, you don't have to buy it. No one has to buy it. So that's kind of where I stand on it. I do not think they implemented it well, and I want to be very clear on that. There's definitely a lot of things which are like in the gray on whether it's pay to win or not. I don't see too many things with this which are pay to win in the Tarkov sense. Tarkov pay to win would be something which helps you to win more PvP fights, or it helps you to survive more. And the only one which really borders that is this pockets thing, because you could run in naked and you can now carry significantly more than you would be able to before. So as far as that, I don't think it's not like a blatant pay to win. It's more like pay for convenience, which is what EOD has always been. You pay for bigger stash, you pay for some extra things off the bat, but none of that helps you win more fights or survive more. It just helps you spend less time in your stash organizing, which most people, that's kind of normal. The next big thing with it is some of these other things. This Unheard of beacon is interesting. Kind of a cool perk. Kind of nifty. Like, each piece of what they have done, I feel like was really well done. It just was not implemented correctly, this was not the time for us to get the Unheard of edition. We needed a patch which fixed some of the issues which are currently in Tarkov. We did not need a massive 6-hour patch that released the Unheard of Edition. Release this when we do a wipe or something like that, or when the game releases. But right now this was not the correct timing to release this when the community is so happy with the game and like it's in a decent spot and all this stuff is going super well. I'm jumping in the PvP mode here so you can see what it is. So it's a fully separate thing. Like, all of your stats and everything are completely separate on this. As you can see, I did a couple of raids, did some stuff. So flea market is separated, everything's separated. It's really fun getting in raid. There's like these PMCs that you fight that are just like AI PMCs. From my experience and the couple I've encountered, it seems like the higher level, the a little bit crazier they are, but they mimic rogue and raider behavior. A lot of them are TV115s with MP5s, and some I've seen 5.6A1 on one of them, but nothing like too crazy. Like I said, flea market's not shared. I think it is good to the streamers and to those, and hats off to them who are raising their voices that are upset by this. If you're upset by it, you should be upset by it. You should make your voice heard to the community. And, a lot of them are not playing Tarkov, and they are taking a break, and they're showing the devs that this is a big deal and this was a problem and that it needs to be fixed. And they responded very poorly, in my opinion, in the beginning, but it seems like whatever was the issue, they're starting to realize that this was not they could just brush it off thing. They caused a lot of angst and a lot of frustration within the community, and the most recent Reddit post, which they made saying that all EOD owners will receive PvE at some point, was good, and that it will be available for everyone in the EFT community to purchase. And also lowering the cost of the Unheard of Edition for those who already have EOD. So I think they hit on a lot of the good things. They also said they're going to rebalance some of the things with Unheard of, which I think is a very good thing for them to do. Some of this is a little too much. This isn't, you don't need as much starting stuff as they're giving you. It was too much starting stuff. They need to make the game worth the cost of it, but that was, I think, a little over the top. One of my largest frustrations with what is going on right now is the streamers who are, and I say streamers because I'm only seeing those who stream that are doing this. It's harder to tell when someone is just posting saying they're really upset about it and then tell whether or not they're still playing it and they still bought the edition. So streamers here, in a very general term, of those are just the people who I am seeing exhibit this behavior. And it's not everyone, it's a very small portion of them, but I have seen quite a few who have raised a lot of red flags and who are saying how bad this is and advising their community to not be supporting Tarkov, and then streaming Tarkov and purchasing the higher edition, which in my opinion is just as two-faced and bad as what Battlestate is doing currently in the way that they handled this. If you don't support it, don't support it, but don't advertise and cause so much anger in the community and then go off and just support it anyways and do it. Like, I bought the version of the game, and I will be very upfront that I bought the version of the game because I enjoy Tarkov, and it just didn't hit the same chord in me as it hit in others. I'm okay with it. Battlestate's never been, and Escape from Tarkov has never been a perfect game, and this is just water under the bridge at this point of being a perfect game. This did hurt some of my trust in the company for some of the stuff, because it's PvE is a DLC, should have been a DLC. Even if they want to say it's not, it should have been considered a DLC. And a lot of the things like the bigger pockets and the PvE, like that would be so beneficial to those who are not able to play as much. That stuff would be helpful, and for new people, learn the game. And I just feel like the stuff that could be that beneficial for those learning the game should be available to those who are learning the game. Like, make that a progression thing where you actually get less pockets as you gain the higher versions, in my opinion, because pockets aren't going to affect someone who's running into raid with, like I have with 30 million. I'm fully kitting out anyways, but someone who can only buy low level rigs and a couple extra spaces makes a big difference. Give them that. So that's kind of like a general wrap up of my thoughts on this. I think it was poorly implemented, but I do think that each of the individual pieces which they implemented are really cool by themselves and have a lot of value by themselves. It just was not brought together into this package the right way, and it was not released to the community in the right way. And I'm glad that they've started realizing that they made a mistake here. They definitely have not gotten out of the woods, but they are on a better track now than they were. Oh man, I still have stuff in here. We're going to do some testing of it today, so check out this VOD if you want to see some of what comes with the Unheard of Edition. But, you know, you get a cool background on things, so like it's like this blue, like, cultist style background. Pretty sick, honestly. You get all of this. I mostly haven't taken anything out of this. Get this pretty cool knife, 27 chop, 32 stab. It looks cool. The blue name is pretty sweet, which I'll show in a second. Here's the Unheard armband, which again is a cultist styled armband. Super cool. You got a boost to some skills, not strength or endurance or any of the ones which I would consider really impact fights, but like attention, search a little bit faster, things like that. You got boost to. Here's what the new emblem looks like. So there you can kind of see, you can't see it because of me. There it is. So that's the new emblem there. Looks cool. Like, you know, it's cool. It's a cool edition. So I bought it. Again, You don't have to buy it. No one is required to buy it. It is your choice to buy it. It is your choice to continue to support BSG. It is your choice to not continue to support ESG. But just do your thing. If you want to play Tarkov, play Tarkov. But like all this negativity, and I know that the negativity stems from the community being such an invested community within this game, and that part is good. But the absurd amount of negativity associated with this, I think, is just way too much. Like, we need to speak our minds, let them know that we're upset about it, and be heard. But we do not need to continue to spread so much negativity within the community. Most of us are playing this because we just love Tarkov, and we're going to support Tarkov regardless of what happens, even if it has some game-breaking bugs. I do think this lost a lot of trust, and there's a lot of people that as soon as another game comes out that's good enough, they're not going to be continuing to show support to Tarkov just because of some of these instances. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Unheard of Edition, and I'd be happy for you to post yours. Remember, if you want to comment on the YouTube video of this once it gets posted, please keep it as a constructive conversation about what's going on. I recognize what I have just stated is underneath my own opinion. I am not objectively right or wrong in any of it. And let's keep it as that. Share your opinion, but be open to others. And we can all just keep having fun and playing Tarkov. Keep looking at my screens because that's where all my stuff is, but I should really be looking over here at the camera. Yeah, let's go explore some of this edition and see if this thing looks right. We got to go to Woods.